When the NBA ceased its season and people started to express concerns about watching games with no fans, I thought no problem. Just use Second Spectrum's Clipper Vision and provide a customized viewer experience. Welcome to the Basketball-the-Remix podcast. I am Mark Armstrong, aka Coach 1891. The Basketball-the-Remix podcast is all about bringing innovation to the game of basketball. This idea is caught up in the term remix. We talk about the most important innovations in the history of the game, the impact of modern innovations, and what technologies on the horizon might impact the future of basketball. We guarantee to bring value to your time and innovation for your mind. This is episode 6 of the Basketball-the-Remix podcast, and this podcast is entitled The Pandemic-Proof NBA Fan Experience. Let's get it started. I first heard about Second Spectrum about 3 years ago. In researching the impact of analytics in the NBA, I came across a TED Talk entitled The Math Behind Basketball's Wildest Moves. The video was an amazing presentation of how artificial intelligence, a few cameras, some algorithms turns NBA players into moving dots on a digital court, and how those dots created data, and how a team of data scientists is able to turn those dots into data that basketball teams can use. Then, 2 years ago, I came across a video of the owner of the LA Clippers unveiling an experimental technology called Clipper Court Vision, and I was impressed. Clipper Court Vision is powered by Second Spectrum, and sometime between the TED Talk video and finding the video on Clipper Court Vision, the owner of the Clippers bought 8.5% of Second Spectrum and began advising the company. Now fast forward to April 2020, and as the new reality of COVID-19 began to take shape, the NBA announced a partnership with Microsoft. Microsoft is now the official technology partner of the NBA. And what's the goal of this partnership? To redefine the way fans of the NBA experience NBA basketball. A few Christmases ago, I was walking through a mall and came across a demonstration of what would be today Microsoft's Oculus Rift, Microsoft's virtual reality technology. And by chance, one of the demonstration games was a basketball shooting game. Of course, went through the demonstration, and again, I was impressed. When you talk about virtual reality immersion, I was completely in another world. So what can we expect from a partnership between the NBA and Microsoft? Well, according to the joint press release, we can expect the application of artificial intelligence to create an augmented reality over live feeds with stat overlays, with gaming elements, alternative video feeds, alternative audio feeds, all packaged to allow each person to customize their viewing experience and how they consume NBA content. So I'm imagining something like, from my house, I can put on some Oculus virtual reality glasses, select a courtside view in a Second Spectrum video game mode. That would be an amazing experience. But we will have to wait a while. The partnership kicks in during the next NBA season, and there's no delivery date on when the new platform will be available. The new services will be delivered through OTT or over-the-top television and will integrate with the NBA's League Pass, the social media properties, and merchandising. They also mentioned developing a reward system for fan engagement. Once again, the NBA shows to be more progressive than the other 4 major sports leagues. It appears the NBA has benefited from having owners who have built technology wealth. And this technology wealth is finally coming to bear as the next innovations in fan experience will allow fans to create customized content and immerse themselves in all aspects of the game and engage directly with NBA teams and players from anywhere around the world. If this is the future of sports fan engagement, sign me up and I will stay at home. And with millions of people coming out of their homes after a few months of physical distancing, all of the major players just tapped into the future. The most notable sports league that was able to quickly pivot that allowed their fans to consume digital content created by their athletes was NASCAR. Most of NASCAR's Cup drivers use driving simulations to supplement their on-track training. And racing online is an activity that many top professional drivers were already doing. There is an emerging professional NBA 2K league that was experiencing exponential growth prior to the pandemic. With a dedicated and growing subscriber base on YouTube, the NBA 2K League, which is a professional video game esports league, has over 276 million YouTube views and 8 million hours of viewership hours, over 100 channels on Twitch. With 70% of this audience under 24 years old, these are future consumers of NBA basketball. And the wisdom and the foresight the NBA is not standing rigid against emerging technologies, but to seek to meet their consumers where they're at. I'm not a gamer, so I don't watch video games online, but I am a coach and I like technology, and this is where the power of customizing viewing experiences will allow the NBA to connect and secure audiences across generations. Because when grandpa can watch the same action as grandson, but customize the experience to his more mature taste, it's a win-win for everyone. And thank you for joining the Basketball-the-Remix podcast, where we promote the innovation of the game. I hope I brought some value to your time and innovation to your mind. This is Coach 1891. Be blessed, and I will see you at the top.